High five.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's Top 5.
Top 5 best available coaching jobs in football. Notice I didn't say National Football League because 5 on the list is University of Alabama football.
Let's go. Roll Tide.
I mean, they got money. They got facilities.
Yeah.
They've got history, and they've got all of that. How do you not want the Alabama Crimson Tide job if you want to go into the level of football in which there are no rules for free agency? That's the problem. Greg McElroy came on the show earlier and interestingly enough said it's a 14-hour day. Nick Saban's 72 years old, and it's the recovery of the 14-hour days and how you can do it again and again and again and have the energy and give that energy to your program and to your kids. And after a while, I thought it was, he just doesn't want to stick around in a sport that has no rules anymore. There's no rules. If you put in rules in place and everybody knows how you play them, then that's good. But now, how do you know? And so that's what I thought. If you have no problem with that and you're ready to jump into college football, this job's for you, don't you think? Number 4 on the list, back in the National Football League. How do you not put the New England Patriots on this list? I mean, they've got the 3rd overall pick. They've got Bob Kraft wanting to win right now. By the way, great choice of picture.
Photo.
There's the picture that fractured apparently the relationship between Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans. And this is what, Chris.
Come home, Mike.
Chris, hose yourself down.
Sorry.
Hose yourself down. You're on live radio and television.
I gotta walk outside.
I mean, there's Vrabel. No, come back. There's Vrabel in his There's Vrabel in his red Hall of Fame Patriots jacket. That's what he wants. I mean, and it's part of the reason why I almost didn't put the Patriots on this list is because I think it is such a no-brainer that Vrabel's out there and you bring Vrabel back and the Patriot way stays intact because he knows the Patriot way and he speaks the language up there in New England. He's fluent in Patriot. And, of course, the Kraft family is an organization, that hasn't hired a coach in 24 years. They're ready to bring in some new blood and treat that individual like royalty. What a spot that would be in a great New England sports town of Boston. Patriots, number 4 on the list. Number 3 on the list, Seattle. You go up to the Pacific Northwest, you get to live in the Puget Sound, right? You get to look at all that beautiful territory. Traffic's nuts. And they always tell you, don't come here because the weather stinks. And then you get there and the beautiful weather actually hits. And they're like, okay, they don't want you living there is basically what I'm saying because they don't want more traffic up there in Seattle. Bottom line is the roster has talent on it. The 12s are a great fan base. Jody Allen is going to give you the tools that you need. John Schneider is an outstanding general manager. And plus, there's not the, pressure like the Northeast in the NFL, right? Or the Metroplex. It's just a different spot up there in Seattle. NFC West is just a great division to work in. I think this is Dan Quinn's gig, but I'd want it if I was out there. Number 2 on the list. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The worst owner maybe in the history of the National Football League is gone. The fan base is regenerated. The town is ready to roll out the red carpet. Josh Harris is hiring everyone under the sun to make sure everything is set up for the next head coach. Magic Johnson, for crying out loud, is tweeting about your final score like he's sports phone of 1983. And so, everything's on the table about being reimagined about Washington. The NFC East is ready to roll for all these rivalries to get reignited. They've got the 2nd overall pick. How could the Washington Commanders not be an enticing job? But number 1, it's just up the road because Justin Herbert's ready to be coached. And SoFi Stadium's an incredible facility, and the Chargers are opening up a new spot down the street. We're going to be neighbors with the Chargers and the Lakers, right? And the Los Angeles Kings and the Clippers. El Segundo is the home of training facilities, I guess, and home offices. Yep. Inglewood's the city of champions. You're hoping for the Clippers. So, hey, I know there's some salary cap issues, and they've got a top 5 pick, right? The Chargers are 5 overall, I believe. And there's Herbert saying, please coach me. You know? Like I said, I know there's some roster issues, and you might be concerned, is ownership willing to spend? But how do you not want to come live out here and look at the Pacific Coast and watch the sunset and coach the Chargers and be co-tenants with the Rams and say this is our house too? So that's number one right there. Oh, sure, why not?
All right, we'll get one more.
It's one that's not open yet, and we're assuming somebody's going to fill role number 1, and thus the one more is my alma mater.
Yeah.
You know what's great about Michigan because you listen to me every day, hopefully. You know?
What?
Uh-huh. Take over Michigan. I mean, I think this might be Sharon Moore's job, but you want to get into college? Join the institution of higher learning that's the greatest on planet Earth that just retired, Nick Saban. Why not doing that? Why not jump on board the good ship Maize and Blue as we sail off into the land of repeating? Go Blue.
This is completely BS.
Thank you. No,
this
stop
is shame.
it. I don't need Darko. I don't need your
That
drafts.
was from 89.
That's my top 5 list. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.